live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
This is episode 36. So this dude, his dad dies.
Yeah, his dad dies.
And he happens to be the king of this Wakanda,
which is
it's a country on the continent of Africa.
That's basically farmers. It's got nothing except for it's got a secret.
Right. And after his dad dies, he returns to the home of the isolated, technologically advanced African nation to succeed the throne and take his rightful place as king. So what's interesting is that I think it's a meteor that hits the... Yeah, that's how it starts, right? That's how Black Panther was created.
That's right.
Meteor hits Africa, and then this guy discovers it, and he eats a plant.
He eats a plant that has a bud off of it, right?
Yeah, and he becomes like the king of 5 tribes.
I
like Black Panther. I was really excited about this one, and maybe that was bad idea to go in really excited about it.
You cannot tell me that you didn't absolutely love this.
I was actually, in one word, yawn.
Really?
Well, no, it was. I enjoyed it.
I can't believe that.
It felt drawn out to me, and maybe it's because I was tired. But
I think it's because you're tired. Because to me, absolutely, hands down, it was awesome.
And then for me, I really liked the Black Panther miniseries that it was on TV 8 years ago. It was awesome. No, it was an animated series, and I caught it on.
Was that because you were younger and
no? This was
didn't have any children or something.
I caught this on Netflix 2 years ago,
uh-huh.
And it had Jill Scott, and it had Kerry Washington voicing one of the characters. It was the animated series.
Yeah,
it was awesome, and he was a badass. It was hard for me to get by this guy as a badass, partly, and the suit was good. It came across to me like this. I don't know. I guess it was just slow paced for me.
Slow paced.
There were parts where it just slowed down, and it was oh, okay.
Wow. I mean, I got to tell you, I was blown away, and one of the ways that I was blown away was probably visually.
I was actually pleased because
visually it was well done.
It was if you compare it to Thor even, I think it looked better than Thor.
Oh yeah, it looked better than Thor. Absolutely better than Thor. Yeah. I don't know. It did obviously have so many optical effects. I mean, or CGI effects, but you know what the thing is? They did what CGI does really well. They created a completely different world. But did you notice places like the lab, and some of those places had obvious practical stuff going on that was really cool.
My favorite set was probably the lab.
Yeah, the lab was
where
hot.
They walk in and there's the lights on the walls.
Well, yeah, not only that, it's the colors and you know what? They did the same thing that I did with Mantis. They went on to a color palette that's warm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Very warm color palette. And a lot into the metallics. And the metallics were copper and bronze colored and stuff like that. And that's what I did on Mantis. And well,
you're going with the African theme, so you have to kind of have those warm colors.
Well, right. Yeah, but also I have to say the lighting effects, having that many black people and the faces aren't standing next to white faces, and just the saturation and the look of it was just fabulous. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, it made beautiful people.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was, I mean, I guess I can't expect anything different than it being predictable, but
yeah,
I mean, I know the story, so it kind of helps.
Oh, I totally enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it in that kind of lost in a movie way.
I wasn't quite that far. I enjoyed it, but I'd say actually I almost enjoyed Thor more. Thor Ragnarok
really?
a little bit more.
Well, no,
I guess it's because
I
they
like
have more
this
humor.
better as an entire film. I like this one better, and
you don't think it went on a little bit long, like?
Well, yeah, I mean, it had a bigger story to tell. I
Right.
mean, which I think it was a full story. It
was.
And I did totally get lost in the beginning of it. I mean, lost in a good way. I mean, where all of a sudden I sat up after like probably the first 45 minutes and I went, oh, wait, I have to remember some of this stuff. I'm reviewing this.
Right, yeah.
I thought, wow, oh, why?
Well, I had one complaint about Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel?
That logo at the beginning.
Yeah, the
So,
logo is
I was kind of
overdone.
into the introduction. I was like, okay, that was cool. And then all of a sudden, this really long
Actually,
animated logo comes up.
I heard you making noise when the logo came up. You were like, oh, God, that logo.
It was like, a minute probably?
Well, yeah, and not only that, it's funny because they obviously started into the beginning of this before they did the logo or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we were into the story before we saw any of the logos or all the rest of that. We had the pre-story,
Right.
and and with the pre-story, I found myself a little bit lost, and I literally heard you groan when the logo came
That's because
up.
I was kind of getting into it, and then all of a sudden I would have been fun if they put the logo up, just the logo. Just
Yeah.
put that up for a few seconds, and then that's it.
Right, but that little piece of film that they used just annoys the hell out of me.
It showed
That's
little
terrible.
pieces of every movie they made in the last.
Yeah, but it's terrible.
It is awful.
just sucks. It's a terrible logo.
So yeah, I guess I don't really have any reasons why I didn't like it, other than I felt it was a little bit slow paced at certain points, and I don't know. I didn't really like the scene where they were challenging each other.
This is a change for us.
You know, when they were challenging people, like I want to challenge you to a duel. You know, they're gonna fight each other.
Yeah.
I wasn't really crazy about the people on the cliffs and just how it looked. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were a couple of things that I thought, were overdone and maybe a little overly optical. But I had to admit that I thought to myself, wow, if I had even the craft service budget of this film when I was doing Mantis, I could have really done that set nice.
Right. Yeah, you have a point there.
Yeah,
because it was probably a pretty big budget.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I thought they did a great job.
So I liked one actress. Really, I really liked an actress that was in there, and I don't know if I can pronounce her name.
She's the sister.
It's Letitia. I have to make sure I have it right. Yeah, Letitia Wright.
The sister.
She played the sister.
Oh, the sister was great. I mean, she was so animated and she had that just as the perky person thing going.
She was the perfect person to show the gadgets too. Like,
oh yeah,
it was kind of like a Batman, James Bond type thing. Where,
I was thinking, yeah, it was,
like
definitely had the James Bond thing. And I like it had a way of like bringing in all this like wonderful color and these cool looking sets, and we're going to be like James Bond.
Right, even with the car chase.
Yeah, even the car chase. I mean, no, there was definitely elements.
James Bond and definitely Batman. I mean, he's the Black Batman basically.
Well, also, I mean, the long, tall shots, next to the, at the opening and all that. After the opening, after the original story in the opening, and they come onto the long shots of seeing the plane coming. That was all total 007 stuff.
And even at the end, the credits.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the the graphics they had at the end of the shapes and stuff
right.
made out of sand. That was seemed to me like a James Bond.
It was totally
I was waiting for silhouettes of women to come in.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed the sound design. I thought it was really well done.
What did you think of the music? I felt sometimes I got distracted by it.
Yeah, sometimes the music was a little distracting, but the sound design was astounding.
Right.
I mean, did you notice the thing with the sound of the spears?
Yes.
How they echoed the spears landing, and his voice. Sometimes when he had to turn around and give the royal voice.
Yeah.
Anybody when they were giving the royal decree or something, they put like this kind of shimmer
right
to the voices when they were talking in their royal manner. It just all it kind of worked for me, I have to say.
I feel like he could have been a better actor, or maybe not a stronger actor in that role. I think he was probably one of the weaker actors.
I don't think that you wanted a stronger actor as you wanted a stronger character.
Because his little his general of his army,
yeah,
she was powerful,
right?
Like,
yeah,
she was a good actor,
right? But
because you see what I'm saying.
I thought that he was playing it as from an intellectual point of view.
I thought it was just a little Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern kind of performance. If that's I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but
yeah,
because I thought Ryan Reynolds probably kind of phoned
it
in.
Ryan Reynolds is definitely got the cerebral thing going on, right?
But Ryan Reynolds has. I mean, what I'm saying is he's in the more recent stuff he's done is a lot more better than the Green Lantern one. That's all.
More better. Did you really say more better? Wow. Okay.
His more recent stuff is better.
So
hey, listen, Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool was amazing.
But I was saying his performance in Green Lantern came across like he wasn't.
His stuff has gotten a lot better. I mean, you know, it's funny. He had this TV persona going. Ryan Reynolds did, and it didn't immediately transfer to movies. He tried, but for some reason it was a little screen personality, and it's taken him a long time to make that move.
Yeah,
you know, but now that he has, it's cool.
He's good at being a smartass. I think he found his little deal. But we're not talking about Ryan. We're not right now.
We're not.
We were talking about Chadwick.
So
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
that's a weird name.
So
but
question.
Well, I have a question for you. Do we have anything else to say about this wonderful movie?
I was just gonna say, how many spears straight up?
I knew you were gonna ask me that because I was trying to beat you to the punch.
Yeah, you were. You did. You son of a gun. Son of a gun.
Let's see if I can put some shimmer on my voice. See, this is a hard one for me to rate because I feel like I really enjoyed it, but I didn't really enjoy it. Does that make any sense? Like I was into it. I was into the movie, and I was.
Yeah. Do tell.
So I can't remember what I ranked Thor. I'm trying to remember. Probably 4.
4. You were a 4 on Thor. 4 on Thor.
I think there's a lot of things that even out. Okay, I felt like it was a little slow paced at some points, and the main actor was a little. I'd probably give it a 4 just for the overall look, and some of the sets were amazing. I thought.
Yeah,
and I just like how I like the characters, and I guess I might have to subtract points and then add some points in here for this and go for, the scene where they're fighting. Take it down to a 3.5.
Fell asleep
then I might add it in because of the awesome sister and then some of the gadgets they had. And the suit was pretty cool. I like how the suit kind of regenerated, all zip zaps and stuff like that.
Soon?
And it reminded me of a lot of Mantis. Okay, I give it a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. How come you came to the same conclusion I did, and I seem
to like it a lot
more? That was math? that was math. Oh, that was math. I get it now. Okay, well, that didn't make any sense at all.
No, it didn't.
So,
well, it kind of did.
I'm not 100% sure that I have a mixed story.
A mixed story?
Mixed story? Story time. I don't know if I want to go to story time, but you know what? I wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of some of the stuff we're doing this year.
Yes. Well, actually, we could start with one thing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you for sure that Saturday is a very exciting day.
Is it?
Because
what's happening Saturday, Kurt?
Well, Saturday we have our second review of a movie that you worked on called Critters 2.
That's right. Critters 2 is coming around.
And I'm excited about that. And then we're also going to this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to Rad-Con.
Yes, a convention here.
Woohoo!
And we're gonna talk about it later, but it's exciting. Hopefully it'll be something that we do again. But
hopefully. So we'll be kings of it the next year. That's. But you know what? Also, what else have we got coming up?
Well, you have a lot of stuff coming up. I mean,
I have stuff coming up, but some of it's going to be ours together, buddy. Well, because we're going to get together with the Elm Street Girls, and we're going to we're a little bit later on in the year, not a lot more, but we're going to do a series of reviews of the Elm Street films.
Yes.
So
we're going to do those. This is like the first I've heard it's official because I didn't know it was in the works, but I didn't know that it was locked in.
Well, we're gonna. It's our job to lock it in, but the girls are all ready to go. That's the girls from Elm Street Radio.
Yes, and they're also on Geeks of the Industry with us.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. And so we're gonna get together and review them, and we're gonna lead it up to the huge conclusion, which is the 30th anniversary of Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yes.
And I'll have a book coming out then.
The Dream Master.
Woohoo!
Oh, yeah, the book. Yes.
And you know what else we've got going on?
What
else do we have? We have our first guest coming up.
Yes. Yeah. That's the other thing I forgot to mention when I was saying what's coming up as far as our shows that we're releasing soon.
I noticed that.
Yes.
I'm going to let you announce that.
I think we talked about him a little bit in one of our episodes, but
I think that we have, yeah.
Yeah, but William Butler.
Yeah, William Butler.
Yeah, it's an exciting. He's a very good screamer. No, he was an actor in a lot of movies that people would recognize
really well.
Friday the 13th, Night of the Living Dead, Leatherface. What else?
He's also he's a makeup effects artist.
He's a director.
A writer. He's a writer.
Producer. A little bit of everything.
Ginger Dead series.
Special effects dude, yeah.
Special effects dude. Producer and a really, really, really crazy guy. And we snagged that son of a gun.
If you wrote Ginger Dead Man, you got to be slightly crazy, I think. Which, by the way, we're going to be reviewing Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah, there's another thing that's coming up.
Yes.
So, and we're also going to be reviewing
Leatherface.
Yes. Yeah.
And if I could talk Mick into it, we're going to try to look at the more recent Leatherface and see if it sucks or not.
Yeah, well,
you like how I'm already kind of
yeah.
I think I'm leaning in that direction.
I have not heard a lot of good things about that film, not at all. So so we got a bunch of stuff coming up, and I decided that I was going to sacrifice my story time to give us an idea of what's coming up.
Yes, and actually, your book is exciting because that's going to be coming out around the time of a lot of conventions, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So it's good timing.
Coming up late summer.
Yep. And we're getting into like Halloween, which is exciting when you get to that point.
Yeah. And boy, we plan on having a good time.
Yeah, I think this is going to be good.
Yeah, this is going to be a good Halloween season for us.
I don't even know. It feels like we've been doing this for like years, but we haven't.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I think Halloween is our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because we started in September.
We did our first one. We did our first one late September.
I want to hear the book. In fact, I want you to come on here and read excerpts from it.
That so has already happened. Trust me on this. Really? Trust me.
Is there going to be a book on tape? That would be awesome.
Oh, brother.
With sound effects and everything.
Yeah. So you do the sound effects for Mick's book on tape. Oh yeah, that would be good. That would be pretty scary, actually. So I think that's it for this one.
It was a very short and sweet review.
Short review.
I think I've noticed we don't have a lot to say about something when we like it. I mean, I complained about being slow, but at the same time, I liked it.
I think that we can say, have a great night.
Cheerio.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review. This is Kurt Thomas along with Nick Strawn. We appreciate you listening to us, and please let your friends and family know about how awesome we are. You can hit us up at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at DWR Review. We'll see you next time on the Dream Warrior Review.